Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa. I am 34 years old and I'm back today to budget out a couple of paychecks that I have accumulated in the past couple of weeks. So I get paid weekly. So this ready to assign amount is 2 paychecks, and I actually do get paid a 5th time in March, which is really exciting. And I have some plans for what I'm going to do with that 5th paycheck. That is going to be next week's video. But for now, it's my week 3 and week 4 paychecks, which were $15.50 each. And then I also got some extra income, which is exciting. So I sold a couple of things on Facebook Marketplace, which I'm feeling so good about. And it's become like addicting to list things on Facebook Marketplace and just get things out of my life. I've been trying to be a lot more mindful of the things that I invite to stay into my life. I've been trying to really curate quality things that I see myself bringing to future places proudly and not just like having them to have them. So I moved out of my parents' house originally when I was about 20 years old. And so from the ages of 20 to 31, I can't do the math right now, but basically like 11 or 12 years, I was living on my own and I was young. I was not thinking towards the future. A lot of the stuff that I accumulated was just not good quality. It was just stuff to get me by. It was cheap. I was saving money. And so I've been having to do a lot of like flipping, like, what am I trying to say? Selling my old stuff and inviting new quality stuff into my life. So I've been doing not a lot of selling on Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to, but I've been doing a lot of Facebook Marketplace shopping because when my boyfriend and I moved into this townhouse a couple months ago, we both kind of started with zero. He had lived in a pretty much furnished place, so he did not have furniture to bring to our place. And then I had gotten rid of a lot of stuff from before I moved into my parents' house. So we had zero furniture pretty much. So yeah, it's been a delicate balance of like, I don't want to just buy things to have them just to furnish the house. I'm really trying to curate and get quality things that will last me a while. So yeah, and then in that process, I'm also trying to get rid of old stuff that I've been hanging on to for the last decade. So all that to say, I did sell a desk for $200, and this was actually a desk that I rushed into buying for our new place, and then we ended up going a different direction. I definitely did a lot of like, I don't know if you would call it panic buying when we first got into the house, and the house is just empty. We didn't have any furniture and I needed a place to work. I work from home. So I kind of like panic bought a couple of things at first, and I'm happy to say I've slowed down a lot now. It's a lot better, but yeah, I did panic buy a desk. So I went ahead and sold that desk on Facebook Marketplace for $200. I have a different desk now, which I'm much happier about. And then I also sold an old like fold-up mattress. It's like a portable fold-up mattress that you can use for camping or as like a spare bed. And then I also cashed out $27 on various credit cards. But yeah, so this year, all of that extra income outside of my paycheck, so it was a total of $307 here that I made extra outside of my paycheck. I am putting that towards investing. So I'll go ahead and do that. Plus, I do $500 a week from my paychecks towards investing. And since this is 2 paychecks, it will be 2 transfers of $500. There we go. And then the last thing that I budget for in the current month is taxes. So I put aside $275 from each paycheck towards my taxes since I am a 1099 contractor and I need to pay quarterly taxes. Okay, and then the last thing I need to cover in this month is the stuff and things category. So this stuff and things is like literally any physical object that I buy. And right now, since we recently moved into this townhouse, I've been doing a lot of like home goods, not the store home goods, but like my own goods for my home that I'm buying. So furniture, decor, things like that. That's been all coming out of this category. And I've been toying with the idea of making a separate like home goods category, just because I do fund those furniture and home decor purchases from my apartment savings down here. So when I spend the money, it comes out of stuff and things, and then I replenish it with my apartment fund. But I also give myself $50 a month towards this stuff and things category for other things that are not furniture and decor. I have a couple things, like, yeah, for example, if I needed new clothes, I would spend from this category, but I'm pretty constantly like down to zero because that $50 gets eaten up anytime I'm buying something for the home. So I guess also what I could do, instead of making a separate category, I really don't care to see on reports the separation of the categories. It's just more so saving, like I'd like to be more mindful of saving that $50 for these other things on a monthly basis that are not furniture and decor. So I guess I could just be more mindful of when I make purchases out of here that are for the house, I should transfer the full amount that I spent from my apartment category and keep the money that was in here for other things, so that I'm not constantly like spending it on the furniture and decor that I have money saved for down here. I don't know if that makes any sense. It makes sense to me, but for now, I will go ahead and cover this with my apartment fund. And then I guess starting next month, I will just be more mindful of keeping that $50 in here for other things that I want to buy that are not home goods. And then the only other thing left is this reimbursement category, but that's just because I put in a couple of utility transactions that are coming out on the 28th, and I just put my boyfriend's half into this reimbursement category, and then he will just reimburse me when he pays me April rent. So I'm not worried about that. So we can go ahead and go to April and we can start funding things. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to fully fund April because I just started making all of these targets exactly equal to what I make on a monthly basis on a 4-week month from my job. I just did that, not the middle of last month, but it was into the month, and I had already assigned money that was not part of that plan, if that makes sense. So I kind of like overarched my money, but I knew that also this was a 5 paycheck month, so I'd be able to catch up and make it work so that moving forward, I will be able to fund future months with my 4 weekly paychecks. But yeah, I just had to kind of catch up this month because I did not start like perfectly on the 1st of last month. But all that to say, we can go ahead and fund the rest of groceries and meal kits. We'll go ahead and do that. And then discretionary, we've got gifts, household, personal care, seeing and doing, which is like my entertainment category, stuff and things, that $50 that I was talking about, supplements, and Zeke. Fund all of that. And then all of my essentials, so my gym membership, my health insurance, my phone bill, random services and fees that come up, my subscriptions, and my therapy. We can fund all of that. And then my car expenses, we can go ahead and fund gas, insurance and registration, That's all good. And then my savings. So we can put 100 towards my travel fund, 70 towards my apartment, like this is for furniture and home goods, like I was saying before. 150 towards my car fund, trying to get this to $10,000. That's one of my financial goals for this year. I do need to schedule an oil change though, so that's going to eat into this. This car fund is for buying a new car in the future, but it's also for maintenance, repairs, and my car insurance deductible. So I use that money to get oil changes. So I'll probably have to replenish a little bit more later this year to make up for any oil changes that I get so that I can get this to $10,000 by the end of the year. And then we're going to go ahead and skip compassion. That's my donation category, because I know that I will not be able to fund that. So we will just fund my vet fund, the dog tour fund for our doggy Zeke, and then this is my general like income replacement fund that I am putting $50 a month towards, so we can fund all of those. And then this last $535 can go towards my donations. So yeah, I am $94.65 short, so I will be able to cover this with my 5th paycheck next week. And then come April, I will be able to fully fund May with 4 weekly paychecks, because I'll be all like caught up, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to my next video, because it will be that 5th extra paycheck, and I'm looking forward to beefing up some categories and moving closer towards my financial goals. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye guys.